Hi everybody! I'm live now with Beatriz Leonardo, which is a fantastic illustrator, and she does a lot of line cut and other amazing stuff.
Hi.
Hi!
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, all good, and you?
Yeah, good. You've had a busy weekend.
Yeah, I really did. I really did. It was so busy, but I hope you enjoyed. How do you think
Yeah.
the event is going?
Yeah, it's been lovely to see everyone's work.
Yeah, good. So, well, it's very nice to see you like online. Unfortunately, we cannot meet in real life yet, but
Yeah, no. Maybe one day when the world's normal, if that ever is going to happen.
yeah, I hope so. So, where are you now?
Actually like the sun is really bright, so I'm sorry about that. I'm
Oh,
in Lisbon in Portugal.
lucky you! Here is
Yeah.
disgusting outside. There is so
Yeah.
rain.
I'm gonna show you. I'm close to the sea. So like
Hello,
that's
it's you. Oh wow, that view is amazing.
yeah.
Lucky you. You're making me feel so jealous.
Yeah, I was in the UK, but I moved back home today this a couple months ago because I needed to be just home and close to nature. So it's been really
I
nice.
understand. UK and lockdown is not great because you are in
No,
the house and it's grey outside, it's rainy. At least you have amazing view and well, you can
yeah,
relax. Yeah.
yeah, it's so nice here. I mean, I'm right in front of the sea. Can go like I went for a run this morning and it feels really
Right
nice.
now,
It's just like
you make me
yeah,
feel
it's
very jealous. Like really, I'm just like, oh, I want to go to the city so much. I love it.
where are you?
Well, I'm in London and just here with this weather. But so tell us what you do and
Yeah, so I work as an illustrator and as a printmaker. I really enjoy relief printmaking, and I also do quite a bit of animation work, illustrate like rotoscope and stop motion stuff. I kind of discovered a bit of it during quarantine actually, and it's been lots of fun to kind of delve into that. But yeah, mostly printmaker, illustrator, animator, all kinds of things that I can
yeah,
make.
so you do a
I'll do.
lot of line cut as well, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you start to illustrate?
Um, I I can't remember. So I think it's always just been part of my life. But I think I kind of got a bit more serious about it when I was about 13, and I would just go around with a sketchbook and like draw people on the train and
That's
just
a long time
yeah.
then. It's more like a recent thing. It's not like a recent
No, I
thing.
mean I've just, no, not at all. No, I've just always done it. And I kind of discovered that I wanted to do it more seriously maybe about 5 years ago, and I've just kind of like been working towards that. But I've always kind of known, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But so did you do it at school or like just
Yeah,
use?
because I studied as an undergrad graphic design because I thought like I like art and I want to do something that's commercial. But then I kind of like slowly started going towards a more artistic route, and I just finished during lockdown. I finished my master's in printmaking, which was really just such an amazing experience at UWE in Bristol, and I just kind of discovered all these techniques, and I really understood like although I still work with graphic design a little bit, I've discovered that I really like just kind of expressing myself, and I don't really care if it's gonna go somewhere necessarily as long as I'm creating for myself because I really just need it in my
Yeah, I
life, you
understand
know.
completely. Printing is so fun.
Yeah.
It's very fun. I did it a little bit as well, a little bit of lino cut and a little bit of screen printing, and like it's relaxing, it's fun, and well, it's good. It's a good activity to do, right? So
No,
which
yeah,
technique?
good. And
I think there is a slight delay, but doesn't matter.
yeah, that's okay. Sorry. Yeah,
So
sorry.
which technique did you use? Did you learn of printmaking?
So I do all kinds, you know. I did a I experiment with lithography, which I absolutely hated because it was so much work, and I absolutely love and appreciate people who do it because it's like it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. But I really like screen printing. But my main thing is really like all kinds of relief printing, so like lino cutting and wood engraving. So it's just like really kind of like slow process that you have to just take your time. Like sometimes if I have a coffee, I can't do it because my hands are shaking, or like it really makes me like kind of stop and just focus on something. So it's really, yeah, it's a really good thing. Like
Yeah.
I've got one here because I was gonna
Oh
show.
wow, you are doing it, that one.
Yeah, I'm doing this at the moment. It's like it's been taking a while, but I'm kind of taking my time. But it's quite big. You see,
It's
like
amazing. Like it's so detailed as well. Like I can't.
yeah,
Wow,
it,
I can't believe
it's
how long I did like a line book and it wasn't as detailed as that one and it took me ages. So I
yeah, it
can't
takes a long time. Like this one's been like on the background for a couple of months because I started during lockdown and other things came up, and I'm like I go back to it when the mood is right. So it's really good thing to have when I know I'm
yeah,
feeling that. Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to see actually the print. Which color are you gonna do that?
I usually just go for black. Like it's classic and it always works, but I might put in some reds in the middle. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
it's
I'm very curious. I'm very curious.
yeah, I need to find a press studio. Like I'm like because I've just moved back to Portugal, so I'm really looking for a studio where I can go and do stuff. Like I've been to a couple that I really like, but they're usually very small and there's not much space. There's like a waiting line, but I will find a press to
Yeah,
put this on when it's finished. Yeah.
yeah, maybe a studio in front of the sea so you can have
Oh yeah, that would be perfect. That'd be
yeah.
great. Yeah.
So have you been in London before, right? You were living in London?
Yeah, I never, no, I never lived in London, but I've visited a few times.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I had an exhibition with Cluster, which I think maybe you're
Yeah,
kind
yeah, I did. I'm part of the community as well. I'm such a great community, right? Like,
of,
I
yeah,
met so much artists in there, and well, I discovered so much things. I think it's great.
yeah, I loved it. And I remember spending a week in London and just kind of discovering sure this and that area on my own and just kind of like
Yeah,
going around to a cafe and dry, and I felt really like the London life. I really, yeah, I really
yeah,
loved.
this area is so nice. Like, I love Shoreditch and Brick Lane. It's
Yeah,
fun. Everybody is nice. There are a lot of places to go. Not now, but when there is not coronavirus.
yeah,
But yes,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
yes.
really nice.
Yes, like I don't know if you want to tell us a little bit of your process to create your illustration, how does work for somebody that never done printmaking before, and yeah,
Yeah. So, well, like for kind of like ideas, like sometimes it's just like I have a theme in my head, or just it's from a conversation. I've had a lot of kind of ideas through dreams, which is just something that naturally comes. And I guess I just kind of start by sketching out on paper like what I like what kind of things that I kind of come up with, and I do a lot of visual research because a lot of my themes like are around mythology as well. So I read about it and I watch stuff and I listen to stuff, and then there's a lot of visual research that goes into it. Like Instagram's a great source for that.
yeah,
Like I follow so many amazing people, and I'm like every 2 days I like have another uh, Insta crush, and I get really inspired by other people's work as well. And then like the process itself, like for a lino cut, for example, like you it's very much about repeating the same image many times because you kind of like you sketch it, then you kind of ink it, and then you have to maybe use transfer paper to put it onto the lino, then you go over it with pencil again, then with pen, and then you paint over it, and then you carve it. So it's really like you have to really like the image you're making, because if you give up halfway, then you're just going to be really bored of what you're doing, and you really have
yeah,
to
I
just
understand. So it's just like you have to choose an image, just be super sure, and also it's gonna take you a long time, so you have to be sure it's gonna be great the result.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you really have to, and then and then you're like printing it many times, so it's like it has to be a sketch that like before it goes on to being carved. Like there's a big process behind that, but that's what I love about it, and I love kind of like the slowness of it, and like just like until the last moment when reveal the print in the press, you don't really know what it's gonna look like. So that's why it's
yeah,
cool.
exactly. Do you use a specific paper, a specific ink? What do you use?
Um, I I just use oil-based inks. Like I don't really have a preference, but like papers, I went to Japan a few years ago and I got all these like handmade Japanese papers that are just insanely beautiful. And I really like Kitakata papers and Fabriano, like all the classics, the good stuff. But
Yeah.
I really like handmade papers. Like I've got like here, this is a print that I did with like a really thin Japanese paper,
Oh
and
wow.
it's just
Wow. Yeah, it
yeah,
looks
like
so beautiful.
yeah, just anything that's like a bit textured, like a bit off-white, and just pretty, really.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So, do you
Yeah.
have something you want to show us today? Like your prints? Do you have some of your artworks
So
around?
so yeah, like I guess I put some stuff up on the table, pretending that I'm in a market, I guess. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so because usually around this time is like when you do the markets, So like I used to do a couple, and it's quite nice because you like get to know other artists, and you're out in the stalls and you talk to people about your work, so that's really nice. But this is like the
Yeah.
the Corona version of it, so that's fine.
Exactly. Unfortunately, like it's so unlucky. I really enjoy doing markets, so you can meet new people, you can make new friends, and it's very exciting to see like when people just walk in the market and they start to look around and browse your
Yeah,
like artworks. It's fun and it's exciting. But
yeah,
I'm so happy also to like do online stuff. I think for me like it's been great like to meet all of you and all the
yeah.
artists that create a kind of community. It makes me feel less lonely and happier. I don't know, like yeah,
Yeah, no, you did a great job, and you've connected so many people. That's like such a nice thing to do. And I guess you
yeah,
you kind of you kind of met all the people as well, so that's quite nice.
yeah. Thank you so much. Well, I tried. I tried my best. It's just
Yeah,
like I really love art communities, and I do feel inspired by people. And I'm a people person, so I love staying with people. I love to chat and to like collect a lot of like ideas and share things. And I was missing that so much. I had to say after the university, it's been like obviously you have to go to work and stuff like that, so you have less occasion to meet people. And I think
yeah.
this is a great like way to do it. Unfortunately, it's just online, but I think it's better than nothing. So
No, absolutely. And I guess everyone has access to that kind of like connection that you sometimes make as an artist alone. And like when you meet people in an exhibition or in the stalls like this, everyone can have a little look on the inside. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
yes. Show us your style, your home style.
yeah, and you're comfortable. Like I'm like I put on like golden eyeshadow, but I have like my tracksuits on, so it's
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
you can
Yeah,
like
but,
yeah, you can appear like
yeah,
you're being professional, but really you're just comfy at home, so that's quite
yeah,
nice.
exactly. So
Um,
show us your artworks.
yeah, okay, let's see what I have here. So I've got I've
Yeah,
got this I've got this lino that I was showing you, but that's just
yeah.
something I'm working on. And if you just kind of follow up on my work, these are some of my tools, my babies, and yeah, like this is an actual lino cut that I created. It's called Mother. And yeah, it's just like a heart full of plants, and it's in this really beautiful, really thin Japanese paper, as you can see.
Yeah,
Um,
it's very cool. I like that. I
yeah,
like also the fact that the paper is so thin. It's original, I think. Usually,
yeah,
like, it's a very thick paper, but that's cool.
that's true. That's true. But it works so well on this one. You never really know until you print it, but it works really well, and it catches the ink so well. And I just like, yeah, it's just really delicate. So if you frame
Yeah,
it, it looks really great.
yeah.
Then I've got this screen print here, which I created a couple years ago. It's called Sunday Smoker, and it's actually like a part of a comic that I'm still working on. It's kind of been paused on, and somehow I find it's really kind of makes sense these days. It's really about like the kind of like loneliness of being home alone, but the kind of nice forlorn feeling of looking out the window, having a cigarette or a tea,
Yeah, looking
whatever.
good to lucky you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
that's the two
we have
colors.
some comment that says I love your work. So Ellie loves your work. So I just want to
Ah,
let you.
thank you. That's lovely. Yeah, thank you so much. Um, yeah, and okay, so these are also some screen prints that I've made. So these are four, they kind of go together. They're four kind of moon ladies, is what I call them. These two are kind of the yin and yangs, and this one is called Crescent Moon, and this one is Full Moon, and it's all for sale in my online shop. If you just,
It's very cool. I love artworks about the moon. The moon. I think I have a special attachment to the moon. I love it.
yeah, yeah, and I feel like even like just femininity and womanhood, like we kind of connect to it. And I don't know how much you can see, but like I
Yeah, I
printed
can see. I
this.
can see. Like I can see well.
Yeah, so I printed on golden and black. I don't know if you can see the
Oh
difference.
no, I don't see the gold things.
Okay.
to be
Well,
honest. But maybe you should go closer. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know if you can kind of see. It's
Yeah,
very faint.
okay, okay. It's kind of shiny. It's a black
Yeah.
shiny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see that. I can see that with the light.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yes.
like every single, so I made like about
So
20 of each, and they're all completely different because what I was doing was in the screen, I would just like kind of throw some black in and then throw some gold in and then print it. So it's kind of like every single print is a bit different.
so
Uh,
you basically mixed a little bit of black and a little bit of gold ink.
Golden, yeah,
Mm.
exactly. It's actually this kind of gold dust. It's really hard to work with because it dries the screen really, really quickly. But it
Yeah,
looks,
I did that. I did have that problem once. I was doing screen printing with much gold in it, and it was very hard, and it was
yeah.
drying too quickly. And I know it's
Don't,
annoying.
yeah, do not do it in the summer is my recommendation. Just do it in the winter because it'll dry a bit less fast. But yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I've
yeah.
got
So
here,
gold print in winter only.
yeah. I've got here, these are a couple of digital prints also. This one is called Self Love, and I made it, it was the first drawing I did in 2020, and it was kind of like a manifestation of just like loving myself and anyone who wanted to relate to it, obviously. And I was hoping that was going to be a fantastic year. Of course, it kind of
Yeah, of
ended up being a
course.
bit different.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it was an important year, I think, for everyone and a learning curve. So there was obviously positive parts. And
yeah.
this one is also a digital print, and it's one of my favorite illustrations because it's really personal. And it says, it's called "Many Times I've Seen the World End, and in the morning it was all fine." And it's a little bit like kind of inspired by Frida Kahlo and just kind of like the just like feel this feeling that we've had so many times that everything's wrong, and then kind of getting some perspective and it being okay, so just
And then
floating.
it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this one I really love still. It's very dear to my heart. I've got for
Wow.
sale in that size, which is kind of like
Yeah, it's so
850.
cool. Like I very like it. I like the color. I think it was that wow, that kind of is a pinkish thing with like green blues, right?
Yeah, and it's kind of like watercolory. You see, like it's got a lot of texture. So yeah,
Wow.
I really experimented with that one. It took me almost a year to paint it because I
Yeah.
just not that I was working on it for a long time, but I just kept coming back to it and it was wrong. So like I finally like after a year I finally found the right colors for it, which I sometimes struggle with colors so much, which is why I like printing with black
That's so
because
right.
it always works. Yeah,
Yeah.
and this
So
okay, I guess you can
for
see.
your digital print, do you make like original first and then you scan them in and then you print them, or what do you do?
Yeah, so well, in this case, actually, this was an brush ink illustration, and then I was painting it on Photoshop, but I wasn't very good at that. And then I got Procreate, and it absolutely completely changed my life. And this is the first thing I ever colored on Procreate, and
Oh
it's
wow.
digital inking. It's
Oh,
it's all
okay. I
digital,
think
but
it's
it
handmade.
looks
It's very well done. It's very well done. It seems literally you are using ink.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, exactly. So I really wanted to give it a watercolor kind of effect, and yeah, I think I managed.
yeah, you made it. You made it. I have to say your Procreate skills are good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I guess yeah, this is just these Riso prints that I have.
Yeah.
So this is also digital illustration, but I printed it in a studio in Birmingham. I actually had a really cool exhibition. We had a book made out of these, and it's called Safe in My Womb. And yeah, just the Riso kind of gave
Wow.
it some really nice texture that I really like.
I'm very fascinated about Rise Print because I think it's special. Like I don't know, I've never done it before, and
Yeah,
I don't have much clues about how to do it. But it's like
yeah,
you have that little dots of different colors, and I think it's very
exactly.
interesting.
So it kind of works like screen print in the way that you need to have the negatives of each color that you're going to do, and you kind of like put the colors on top of each other, and you can create new colors from that. And I guess like here you can kind of see that happening a little bit, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's the only Riso I've ever done, but I really want to work with it more because it just has, yeah, just insane textures. You never really know what it's gonna look like.
Yeah, I think the result is always great. Like it's
Yeah,
very good and it's interesting because you never know what happens and then something cool like comes out.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of pale. It's really, yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, and I guess I'll finish with these two kind of framed prints that I have here. This one is also a lino cut.
Oh, wow, I love that one. I
It's
love
called
that one.
yeah, it's called Muses, and it's just like the Greek muses, kind of all the women together,
Yeah,
inspiring each other and themselves and everyone who wants to be around.
yeah.
And this one is also from like kind of my mythology collection, which is called Curious Creatures, which explains my name on Instagram. And these are the sirens in the sea.
Yeah, it's very cool. I love it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
And I guess
I
like
love
that's
your black and white work. It's very cool, and I love lino cuts in general, and your work looks stunning, and so detailed as well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
really good.
I'm about like really going into the detail and kind of getting like bad eyesight after a couple hours.
Yeah, I see, I see. So, well, do you have something else you want to say, or like you want to share?
Not anything specific. Well, thank you very much for organizing everything. And if anyone liked my work, please go check out my page and my website.
Yeah, go check out our page.
Yeah,
It's
and
just cool.
I've got like a few big projects going on. So like I have this big project about female mythology and female mythological creatures from around the world. It's called Curious Creatures, and I am finishing it. I'm doing 26 wood engravings. I've done 21 so far, so I've got 5 to go.
Okay,
And
a lot. I can't imagine how long did it take you.
yeah, it's been going on for like almost 2 years, the research and everything. So it's a big boy. It's a big project, and I'm
Yeah,
also
I'm looking forward to see it. Like, please
yeah. So if
send
you want to like keep up with
it
that,
over and I'll repost it and stuff.
yeah, thank you. Yeah. So like if you want to keep up with that, do join me
Yes,
and yeah, share with your friends if you want, and check out
definitely, I will do.
all the lovely shops that you've put up on your website. And yeah, just
Definitely will do. So, yes, it's been a pleasure to speak with you. I'm so happy you
yeah,
are part
you
of the event.
too.
And
You
well,
too.
I'm organizing more lives in January, so I'm happy to have you back if you have something else to show us, like a new project.
Yeah, yeah. This is really nice. I really like this idea, and it don't have to feel so lonely like in these situations. I feel such a big part of the art community is like talking to each other, and it can be so easy to forget that there's people behind the
Yeah.
pages that you see, and there's real people that are just like everyone else, but have interesting visions of the world, and it's so nice to listen to them talk. So I think that's
Yeah,
great.
I
I'd
agree.
be happy to.
So for me, it's so inspiring, and I'm learning so much things. Like I'm speaking with somebody that does collages and learning things about collages. Speaking with you, you do like printmaking, and I learned something about that. And for me, it's good. It's like it's very
Yeah,
inspiring. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so great. Well, thank you so much, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon, somewhere online,
yes, speak
offline, in
soon.
London, in the
Anyway,
world. Yeah,
well,
thank
if you
you.
come to London, just let me know as well,
Oh,
so we
I
can meet
will
up.
come to London sometime soon. I want to reconnect with all the cluster people, and I like if there's an ever again an exhibition there, like I want to be there. Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yes, definitely. Okay, so speak soon.
Good day.
Bye. Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Bye.
Bye bye.